What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Mr. MKL here. We're hanging out in the digital basement for some Sailor Moon. That's right. Some good tunes, man. We're playing some CeC games, right? Yo, one of the original CeC fighting games. Sailor Moon's fun, man. This is good. I enter it at like every time there's a bracket for it at an event that I'm going to. I gotta hop into some Sailor Moon S. So we're gonna get some practice in tonight because it is the Canada East Championships tomorrow. Hello, Super Mohast. What's up? Yes, that's right. The Canada East Championships, hosted by none other than Toronto Top Tiers. I've got some good friends over there at TTT, and they've been running events. Yo, I've been going to Toronto Top Tier events for 15 years? I would say about 15 years. Yeah. That's wild, man. I remember the first fighting game, like the first proper FGC event. Yo, some MKL lore, I guess, tonight. Years and years and years ago. So I played fighting games in the arcades, but I never really went to tournaments in my teens and in high school like that. I just went to all the local spots and just would play with as many people as possible. But the first time I got into like the FGC proper, I had a really good friend of mine who turned me on to this local game shop, ANC Games, retro game shop here in the city. And they used to host that was the location where all the Toronto Top Tier weeklies were hosted. I didn't know what Toronto Top Tiers was at this point. And a friend of mine was like, hey, ANC Games is hosting this Street Fighter 4 tournament. And me and my buddy, Mark Starr, we would play Street Fighter 4 all the frickin' time. He was a Geef main, I was a Sakura / Akuma main, and he was like, yo, they're hosting a tournament, we should go, and I was like, I haven't even seen this fucking retro store, so I just wanted to go and see the store. Turns out, they were hosting the event at the local university, so we go to this like university thing, and they brought all of the like arcade machines and all of the consoles and all of the setups from the retro game shop, and had just like a whole ass game room where you could play all these retro games. So like we played a bunch of Super Punch-Out, and they had all the old retro fighting games, some arcade machines. They put on like a really great show. There was someone who was working on a like video game themed indie movie that they like revealed the trailer for it there, and they had a Street Fighter 4 tournament. And so that's where I met some of the folks in TTT, and they were like, hey, we don't only do these things, like ANC Games hosted this one as a big event, but we do these weekly events, man, you should come through. And that was the beginning of the end for me, where I got into the FGC proper and would go there for Street Fighter 4 before getting turned on to, Marvel 3 and BlazBlue, and it would go on and on and on, and here we are today. And 15 years later, man, I'm still going to these guys' tournaments. Neo Russell is the brain at the head of of Toronto Top Tiers, along some other fantastic folks as well. And yeah, man, they put on amazing shows. They really hold it down here in Toronto for the FGC. So big shout outs to all the community managers out there, all of the tournament organizers, the event hosts. Guys, you're doing the Lord's work. Hey, Warthog. Oh damn, you're missing your Sailor Moon bracket this week, so you appreciate the timing? Yeah, bud. Yo, without further ado, man, let's kick it off. Let's play some. I gotta brush up, dudes. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since I've played this. Oh, do you? Do we got a mod in the chat that can lend a hand there? A super on point, bud. Much appreciated. Yo, what's up, Polar Bear? Dude, we're gonna run some sets tomorrow? Holy shit. It's finally time to play offline. It's exciting, man. I'm always stoked for a good offline session. Dude, this is like the only times I ever really play Sailor Moon is when I go to events and I cannot help but enter a Sailor Moon bracket. Alright. So, my girl Mars, man. Yeah, there's a tourney on Fightcade. I go into the lobby and I was like, yo, there's a shit ton of people here. And I'm like, oh, right, of course, there's a tournament. Yeah, SNES 9 sucks and RetroArch is annoying. So it's nice. We're gonna have some SNES setups for sure. There we go. All right. Oh, it's funny. So here, I'm gonna put on my my input display. Here we go. Because this is the fun stuff that you have to do when you don't have a real training mode. So I have the right direction on P2 mapped to a button here. So when I want to test if a combo actually works, I hit him with the light and then I hold back. Right? Not a true combo. Yeah, any reason why Sailor Moon gained such popularity? It's very broken. Yeah. Also, I think you're right. There is a little bit. Okay, I think there's a few prongs to it, right? It being Arc Sys developed is really intriguing to a lot of people, and I think that got people's attention. It being a Sailor Moon game and being able to go, haha, Sailor Moon fighting game is also a little bit. And then it's like it's really wild. Like it is a legitimately wild game. Like look, so you can just backdash cancel normals, right? So if I like whatever, I jump in and I miss my block string and I'm like, oh boom, look, I'm safe. Also, when you're blocking, you can backdash cancel out of block stun as well, right? So if and not only backdash cancel, but special cancel. So you can just interrupt your block stun with a special cancel, right? This dynamic makes for some really wild interchanges. There are also some weird, like, to Warthog's point, it's kind of broken, right? So there are like P1, P2 side differences. There are, right, like weird backdash invincibility things. The infamous Chibi Moon backdash incident, courtesy of Big Zam, right? Like, and then yeah, so it's a for those who don't know, it's a 4-button fighter. You have light and heavy attacks for kick and punch. Street Fighter 2 style directional throws. There's throw softening. And then there's this like a pretty simple like chain system where you can just like this is just like right, light kick, light kick, light kick. These are all combos, and it'll keep going into your far, and you can easily cancel into heavy as well. So like B&B would be 3 light kicks. Heavy kick into quarter circle back, heavy kick, which is this spin. Gonna say, oh, right. That's right, Polar Bear, yeah. Does more chip damage than on hit is a wild thing, and it is not uncommon in 94 and 95 fighting games. You're absolutely right. Polar Bear has a lot of real experience with some of the games from this era, and yeah, they can attest to the fact that there are these very strange interactions. This is a bit of the Wild West, right? Backdashes and guard cancels are definitely the game's standout features. Absolutely. It's truly unique, and it is something that at first blush, it is honestly the kind of thing that I'm like, oh, that is not intentional, right? Like, this is a circumstance of the system that wasn't meant to actually happen. But then you see it in action, and you're kind of like, maybe it was all planned? Like, maybe this was a grand plan, and it didn't work out in all the ways they anticipated, but, like, that the system is designed as such, right? Yeah, desperation moves, man. So that's the other thing, right? So you have your special attacks, so half circle forward for these fireballs. There's a lot of difference in fireball height, where, right, I have this half circle forward, and it has two pretty distinct angles, but then I also have a half circle forward with kick, which are just grounded specials. And, like, these will not clash with a lot of the other specials in the game. So let's actually... Yeah, and the desperation moves. So, like, you'll see there's the heart at the center of the screen will start flashing, and your characters will have this, like, panting animation to let you know. But I believe it's when you're below 30% health, everyone has a super move, as a desperation move. You can use them an unlimited amount of times. There's no cap on them, right? So if you got them, use them. And some of them do a wild amount of damage and shit, absolutely. So yeah, you got scared near the end of the round. Jupiter pulled out a move you hadn't seen in like 3 brackets. And you're like, what is this? Right, so you can see here, like, our fireballs will not clash, right? So there's a lot of difference in terms of fireballs and what you can do with them. Right, those upwards fireball from Mercury are kind of wild. There you go. So my wheel kick is really unsafe on block from my memory. So you really gotta, like, hit confirm, and then, oh, you're on the backdash at the end of your normals. Look at that freaking throw damage. Like, yo, this is a very, very mid-90s game. Like, for all, like, for the best aspects of it. There you go. Just go light kick. I can just go... You can get, like, 3 light kicks into a heavy kick before your special, I believe, but you can just, like, go for 1 or 2. You can still hit confirm pretty reliably. There you go. Oh, shoot. Top 3 Mara's main strat, walking up to people and grabbing them, and then grabbing them. Her HP grab can't be teched. Yeah. The heavy punch grab really can't be teched, and she has a really nice, close heavy punch, which is like this uppercut attack, basically. There's like uppercut punch. And she just stands and does that, and so you can just, like, walk them, especially in the corner. And the forward heavy into that grab, or into the button into something else, is super good. That. There you go. Oh! Oh, the trade hit into the heavy punch. Nice. Mars also has an air throw, which is really nice. So yeah, the heart in the center there. There you go. That's my desperation attack. It has that upward motion at the end of the snake instead of just staying along the ground. It's significantly bigger, and it does wild damage. So yeah. Like, the invincible backdash in the corner to, like, get out of some crazy pressure strings. Oops, I'm gonna jump right on that. Is, like, also an essential part of the kind of combat in Sailor Moon S. Yeah, Rama Half Hard Battle. Very strange. Another Wild West fighting game. I remember really, really enjoying that. I have not revisited it as like a more experienced fighting game player, so that'd actually be curious. Yo, Polar, do you have any experience with Ranma? I'm curious what your thoughts are. Oh God! Oh no! Oh, I got baited. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna run into a Mercury and have trouble. I know we have... Oh, is it her? We have a handful of players. We have some really freaking good players in Toronto as well. Like, top 8 Evo Vortex Gallery placers kind of thing. Here we go. Oh. Get command grabbed. There we go. Oh, not dead. There are some other wild characters, right? So yeah, Sailor Mars only has a backdash. Other characters have forward dashes and back dashes, which can lead to some wild, like, pressure. Uranus has a, like, forward dash and a command grab, which is just, like, buffering the command grab during the dash. It's wild. There we go. Oh! Yeah, there are 3 Ranma SNES fighting games. No, Ranma Half Hard Battle in particular is one that more often than not comes up in conversation. But maybe I'm mistaken. Another awesome stage. Like, look at this stage! As far as Void stages go, like, this is pretty snazzy. Come on. Alright, just don't get Jupitered. Oh, and then the electrocution sprite, always nice. There's the air throw. Yeah, if you get crossed up into that spin kick from Jupiter, you are toast. All right. I'm getting my B&B down here, right? Alright, I need knockdown. Ah, shoot. Bad trade. Okay, here we go. Ah. So too far away to really get in from full screen. Here, let's use the desperation. There you go, anti-air with it. No! Oh. Half circle back, half circle forward kick is the desperation input, which is, for some reason, like when I flub it, I usually get the wheel kick, which is not good. Right, the electrocution sprite, yeah, it feels a little bit gruesome, right? But it fits right in. It fits right in with the Street Fighter and the Darkstalkers electrocution sprite. I mean, Darkstalkers is much more gruesome, don't get me wrong. Oh. Okay. No jumping with that. Can't duck it. I guess I have to clash. I can use that. Ooh, maybe heavy instead. Oh, not fast enough though, man. Okay, I'm gonna have trouble jumping at Jupiter. I can't forward dash at her. Oh man, still got hit with the kick. What should I do? Just like, what do you think? String into knockdown? Oh. Gonna trade. Oh! Get the throw. Alright. Can I do this? 1, 2, throw. 1, 2, throw. Oh god. Yatta! Oh, I'm fucking happy about that one. Oh, two. Oh, ho, ho. That was not a good trade for me. Oh, not the spin. All right. Let's see. Let's see if anybody is anyone looking to play? Yo, why am I not surprised? Niche fighter appreciator Zagrand in the bracket. That is an individual I have seen around a lot of niche fighters over the years. They're damn good. They're a damn good mystery tournament player too. Holy heck. All right. Unfortunately, everyone's busy in the bracket, so nobody wants to hop in for a match. Yo, if anybody in chat wants to get some games in, you just let me know. Who should we try out? Who do y'all want to see? Who should I learn? Who should I learn as a secondary, just in case I'm like, I can't deal with this with Mars? Mars was kind of always my favorite sailor, though Mercury probably a close second. See what we can do. Oh, what is she a charge character? Yes, she's charged. Should I find someone with a forward dash? I should probably find somebody with a forward dash. Oh no. Man, the slap throws are so disrespectful. That's a freaking move, though. Oh! Come here. Come here, Chibi. Dang. Let's see. I'm gonna pull up a move list right quick. Yeah, 360 punch, charge back, quarter circle forward kick, and then right. It's 632 in the air. Man, 632 motions. Yo, what do y'all think of those? Honestly. They always weird me out, man. Like 412 and 632 motions. You right? 632 motions are rude. There we go. There's something about the motion of going from forward to down. There's just that motion is, I don't know, it's weird to wrap my head around. It's weird to wrap my head around at the very least. Like, thankfully, like now that I'm playing on Hitbox, it's actually it makes a little bit more sense because I can just like jump back and then it's two buttons, right? Which is a little bit easier, I find, especially in neutral, right? Neutral jump, and then that. There you go. Damn it. But I still maintain 360s on Hitbox are still, depending on the game, man, the input readers in a lot of these older games mean you have to be ridiculously clean, so you cannot overlap any of your inputs when you're trying to do a 360. So usually I'm overlapping my inputs a little bit, but it's like if they detect same directional inputs, it's like, nah, gotta be a clean There you go, like that. Ah. Okay. Okay. Don't know how to deal with them. You can anti-air with fireballs. We're good. Alright, I don't think Jupiter's necessarily my jam though. Alright, let's see. Whoop, I'm gonna get beaten up for a sec. She too has a 632 for her fireball on the ground. At least on the ground, it's a little less awkward. But look at that, man. Honestly, the kind of, like, the low and high profile, fireballs are really interesting in my opinion. All right, half circle back, half circle forward, heavy kick. And look at this dash. Oh, damn. Got anti-aired. Alright, so it's the 632. It's 360. Heavy kick. Is that it? It's command grab, fireball. Yeah, she only has the 2 specials. This is good. I need to learn how these other characters work too, man, because this is the Big Zam version, Kuma. So just for convenience, we got the extra colors, we have the translation. It's a nice little bonus. Oh god, that cross-up sweep, that was something else. Alright. Oh no! Nope, gonna jump right on it. Right on it. Oh lordy. This is why we're practicing. Nah, anyways, I'm obviously a Mars main, let's be honest here. Yeah, 4-dash off of block is hilarious. Oh, still got kicks though. Big Zam, yeah, a playable Big Zam. That's what we need, man. We genuinely need the like the niche and indie fighting game sphere kind of fighting game, right? We need the VTuber fighting game of niche indie fighting game personalities. I want Griffy Bones. Man, who would be your team? Holy shit. Who would be your team? Like Big Zam, Griffy Bones, Andrea D? Like that would be a pretty fucking badass team. Yeah, friend fight. Exactly, Mohas. You know what I'm talking about. We've talked about this before. Oh, Chris yourself and that punk. That'd be a good team. That'd be a good team, man. Man, I really got... Ooh! Dangerous, dangerous. I do not want the command grab, friend. I'm sure someone would go with, like... If you were just going straight, like, fighting game influencer, I'm sure most teams would be, like, whatever, like, Sajam, Tasty Steve. Ultra Chen with a, with a Seth Killian assist. No, that's why we need the indie scene, dude. Yes, I would definitely play Lawyer Ultra David. That would be the best iteration in my opinion. Hot damn. Okay. Okay, so my far heavy punch will cancel into my heavy wheel kick. So that's good for, like, when I'm trying to pressure, if I don't get close enough for the close heavy punch, I know the far one will still work. At least to get that into a knockdown. Oh my god. But the frickin', I'm sorry, the AI reading me on the command grabs, that's too much. Get you with the throw. Oh no. Oh no. This is why everything is dangerous, because canceling block stun into a command grab, if you can do that reliably, everything is so risky. Let me take a look. Did I miss? Hey, people are looking to play now. Yo, let's see. I see some people. No, rejected the challenge. What about Squeaky Toy? Come on. Let's run the set. There we go. Ninjas in pajamas. The art they had was fun design. Oh, okay, okay, you are ready to block cancel all that shit. Alright, there we go. Yes! Oh god, I love desperation moves. I know, I know. Yeah, arts were what they were called before Riot called them MOBAs, and then everyone just stuck to it. Oh, there we go, we backdashed it. Ah, shit. I should have went right into the desperation move after that. I think they would have jumped into it. Look at this Mercury lockdown, eh? Oh no! Once again, man, I tried for the desperation, but the wheel kick came out. I gotta make sure I'm not flubbing those inputs. Nice. Good tick throw. Oh, no. Backdash right into it. No. Not enough time for the fireball. There we go. Oh, no. Nope. And I did, again, wheel kick. Ah, oh, shoot, man. They're not letting me get enough space. That's good. Multiplayer online battle arena. Honestly, MOBA is a name that I think they wanted it to be closer to MMO, right? They wanted that connection to MMOs, I think, and MOBA fits better than arts. Yes, you're right. It makes more sense. It's a more action-style approach to that kind of game. It absolutely does. I think from more of a branding perspective, though, I think that is kind of why it went in that direction, which is a shame, because you're right. It's like, why, man? Nope, right into it. Oh god, and I got thrown. How did I get thrown again? Nope. Done. I'm done. Right, yeah, kind of you're right, a bit of a slap in the face to all of the work done from other developers to work on the AOS, ARTS genre, right? But, like, them's the breaks. And naming conventions are weird, man. Like, for as much as a company can, like, try their best to like, orchestrate a preferred name, there's a shit ton of just names are what they are. Like, it took so long for us to move from, like, Doom clones to first-person shooters as a genre naming convention. Right? And, right, I don't think that's for want or lack of want on the part of id. Good shit. Cannot jump at you. And this corner lockdown is devastating. Good counter poke. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. Tried to go for a tick throw. 1-2 tick, but got poked out. Yo, whoever this is, I appreciate them for running some sets. Most people dip after 2 or 3 games on Fightcade in my experience, so... God, and the crouching? That sucks. My stand heavy kick whiffed. Okay, no. I get outranged. I can't seem to get close enough to that on the ground to get a button in to make them block, and then they can, yeah, and then they can counter. So I gotta wait. I at least have to delay an extra second, but it gives them an opportunity to set up another one, right? There we go. Got the tick throw that time. Throw, kick. Oh, no, too far for the sweep. Okay. Yeah, see? Too close. And she won't approach. Ah, perhaps that. If I can get close enough to block, can I guard cancel into that to interrupt? No, that was a punish. Should I just go for the light instead? Ooh? Nice. Nope. She chased me down good. I tried to worry about the backdash away from the fireball, and she just chased me down with a jump kick. That was nice. Okay, this is good. This is good. I'm getting back into kind of like the right mind state for this. Nice throw. Again, good throw. Nope. Nope. Okay, not from there. Nope. Bad jump. Bad jump. Shock collar. Damn. What should I be meeting with? I'm trying light kick just because I can chain my light kicks after that. Excuse me. But I wonder if I should just be going into meaty with, like, stand heavy punch buffered into special. Nice command grab. Again. I love it when people on FightGate get comfortable enough to go to a secondary and be like, okay, I get to mess around with my other shit now. That's good. The immediate guard cancel into special. Yeah, they're not letting me get any block pressure. Ow. Again! Damn, I'm dead. Oh, not quite. Now I'm dead. Oof. Oh. Off. There you go. Okay. Slow. Walk forward. Oops, damn. Fell back into it. What's a cool iteration on a traditional fighting move that you'd love to see in a new game? So, like, a traditional fighting game move? Or just, like, a traditional fighting move? Like, whether in martial arts or whatever the case may be, right? Fighting game special move. And a twist to make it cooler. Nice, we got it. What would be a good one, man? What are some of my my favorite classic fighting game moves? Damn, that's a really good question, dude. A traditional move. I don't know. I'd kind of like to see a Dragon Punch, but have it go horizontally instead of vertically. I mean, yeah, absolutely. I've always loved, the Tatsu. The Hurricane Kick was always such a cool... Damn. Messed up my backdash. Was always such a cool attack in my mind. Particularly the ones like the EX, the stay in place spinning Tatsu, or like the Ryu's Super Tatsu from X-Men vs. Street Fighter, right? So, damn, some kind of iteration on that. I feel like you don't, I mean, I guess you do. You kind of seen a return to it now, actually. Oh shit. We got Jupitered. It was only a matter of time, guys. Oh, no, no, I messed it up. So yeah, tattoos that like go up into the air as well are something I always liked with kind of like a finisher. You get a little bit of that. I think they've given Ken back that in the more recent Street Fighter iterations. A Fireball Rekka, that's cool. Damn, I'm like, it's funny because every time I'm thinking of like a move that I'd like a cool twist on, I think of an already existing cool twist on it, right? Like, I love the command grabs that do like 1 point of damage, but that are like combo linkers, right? Or combo starters, where like Fei Long has that. And those are always cool to me, right? And then I'm like, man, one that goes into a launcher. And there absolutely are characters who have that. They'll grab you and then they'll toss you into a launch and let you do a juggle combo. A 0 damage combo that cause super hit stun. Make it additive over a period of time. Big huge damage command grabs that only works specific mid-long ranges instead of short ranges. I like that. Yes. A command grab that has that kind of like sweet spot. She's gonna try it. I respect it. I respect the effort to go for the backdash infinite. Ah! Here we go. Here we go. Get super chipped out. Oh shit, man. I love it. They're just hopping around every character in the cast now. Move that gives you bonus damage, but you can't block. And if you grab them in that state, you transfer the buff to them. Ooh, buff transfer. See, that's the kind of stuff where it's like, I wonder sometimes how much like fighting game players would dig those kinds of systems. But then I see like super like weird esoteric systems and stuff like the grid system in Unist, and I'm like, shit, what do I know about fighting game players at times, right? Like, like outside of like I get it. Like I understand that there are things that other people like about fighting games that I don't like about fighting games. But I sometimes think I have a bit of a beat on what the wider FGC kind of likes and how they'll react. And sometimes I find myself being wildly wrong about it, and it just reminds me. I'm like, guys, the FGC is not a monolith, and I don't know them as well as I think I do. Man. Yeah, the grid is fun, right? And there's a lot of folks really, really enjoyed it. And like, it's a system that I think I would initially look at and be like, I don't know if people really want to deal with that. So I'm like, do people want to deal with buff transfers? I don't know, man. People seem to enjoy things like poison mechanics. People seem to really enjoy things like the buff states for, say, Iron Fist in Marvel 3 or Dormammu, right? With their spells being able to charge up the different spells. So sometimes I'm like those kind of like state buff states, the effect states. Sometimes I'm like, maybe there is more of a demand for that, because when you do see it crop up, people get really excited about it, and but they're not like super common systems used in fighting games, which makes me kind of think maybe it's not something, like maybe it's something that these designers have tried and realized that no, people don't actually really respond to that. But I don't know, man. It's tough. Just remind yourselves, friends. The FGC is not a monolith. All right, man. We've been at Sailor Moon for a little bit. I think I've kicked off some of the rust. Let's move on over to the anime, the Granblue Rising. This is another one, man. I've really been enjoying it. I did okay at the tournament that my friend Ducky invited me to. I did all right in it. So I think we're gonna see how I do going into CEC tomorrow for Granblue. I know that if the brackets stay the same, I am up against the lovely individual who took first place at Toryukin for Frostfire, the approachable anime fighter. So they kind of noticed the game because Dak. They noticed the game because it was like, oh, cool anime fighter. I like the style, like interesting characters. So they tried it out. They played it, and they entered the tournament, and they bodied some people. It was so good. It was delightful. And I'm like, yeah, but you come from this anime background. What other games do you play? And I think they were a Persona player. I think they were a BlazBlue player. And I've seen them pop up in some Granblue tournaments. So I'm going to have to fight a Lo Wayne who knows what they're doing round one. Yay. Redeemed 100 points for the stretch. All right. I know. I really got to get on that, man. Here, look. I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to grab myself a drink. I need to fill up my drink. And then I'm going to take a little, I'm going to try to think. I'm going to try to think about while I'm out there. What can we set up for channel point redemptions? Because a lot of you have a lot of space bucks, and I want you to be able to spend them on something fun and interesting. So we got to come up with some interesting things that you can spend these dollars on. Games to play after KH2. Games to play is definitely going to be on it. I think I might want to. I might do that for like the free play Fridays, where be like, look, redeem free play Friday games, and then I'll just add them to a list, and we can, like, every Friday we go through and we play, like 3 games whatever, and just like start crossing them off lists. I think that's a really good place to start. I think that's a wonderful place to start. It'll give people something to spend their funny money on, right? Just get a dedicated Marshall Champions buttons. We should do some. Oh my God. Okay, no, we're guys, talk it out in chat. Figure out the specifics. Mohost, I need you to do a Marshall Champions announcer scream that we can put on a soundboard so people can get the Mohost experience screaming Marshall Champion. Oh God. Yo, no, you work it out with Super HC. They're the Marshall Champion super fan. It needs to meet their exacting standards. All right, guys. You work that out. I'm going to be right back in a second. I'm going to grab another drink. Take a little stretch break yourselves, my friends. Maybe if you got those, if you got those Bezos bucks sitting around and you haven't used them yet, maybe consider spending them here on this channel. I'd appreciate it. It helps us going. Use that Prime sub. Drop those bits if you got them. If you're not using them here, make sure you're using them somewhere else. Don't let Amazon keep that cash. Just remember that as we go into this little break. I'll see you in a couple minutes.
からロビーでふるっと遊んで気分転換しましょう。今日もくらぶってますね。リプレイ機能は活用してますか？苦手な相手の試合を観察すれば発見があるかも。
Welcome back, everybody. How's it going? Mr. MKL here. We are chilling, as always, down in the digital basement today. We're going to be playing, let's play some, let's get ready for some Granblue. So yeah, man, I'm entering 2 tournaments. Dude, this is actually kind of fun. Like, honestly, I used to do nothing but compete and... Let's get over here. I used to do nothing but compete and, like, just play casuals and shit like that. I didn't stream. I didn't make any real fighting game-related content or anything like that. And as I started doing more of that, which I just love, I like talking about these things. And I like hearing other people's opinions on them. So, man, I just slowly but surely, like, entered fewer and fewer and fewer events, and then I started hosting events, and man, when I did the Fantasy Strike tournaments, I basically entered every single one of those, because I was there. So, it was relatively easy, but man, it's, whoops. Yeah. I don't do it as much, so having entered a couple tournaments recently, getting to go to CEC and meet up with some people in real life, that's gonna be fun, man, that's gonna be great. And I gotta kind of get, like, prepared and get into it. Because, like, I am going to EVO this year, so... Oh, shit, dude. I gotta book my flight for EVO. I keep slacking on that. The prices went down, and they were good, and I didn't buy them, and then they went up, like, $200. Right? Now they've come down, like, $100 again, and I'm like, do I buy... at $100 more than what I was gonna get it at, but cheaper than what it was at 2 days ago?
Here begins Fate's episode.
Yo, it's a crapshoot. Canadian airline prices are horrible, so I'm gonna get hit ridiculous either way.
Battle 1. Engage.
Okay, at least it kept him off me. Nope. Okay, that was all a block string. They should bring Evo to me. Are you kidding me? That would make me so much happier. Oh, come on. Nope, nope, nope. I stopped short. That was bad.
Battle 2. Engage.
So, I'm curious, we've talked a little bit about, hey, what would a niche fighting game event look like, right? Oh, damn, I whiffed it. What would an in-person niche fighting game event look like? What would you want to see out of it? what is important to the indie and niche fighting game community, right? I think first and foremost, variety. So, like, there would need to be a decent representation of games because, like, the space of niche and indie is so vast. Oh, with the throw. Oh, no, got hit with the bravery. Right, yeah, ideally a March of Champions cab somewhere. Well, and, like, legitimately, that's one of my things. Would people want to see these things on original hardware? Or, since we play so many of them through emulators and through netplay anyways, is the emulated solution good enough, right? Because that's an important thing, right? And it's because if we're gonna make a big event out of it, then it would stand to reason to get the most out of it. So could we get the original hardware? But that's a much bigger logistical problem, right? Want and reality pretty far apart in the niche cultures. Absolutely, yeah. And so that's the question, right? When this has come up, I think one of the things that always is discussed from the organizer perspective is kill. All right, cool. Is how practical is this going to be? How expensive is this going to be? How can we make it reasonable and affordable? Because I think another one of the key values of the niche and indie fighting game scene is affordability and accessibility, right? The ability to play in these events. So I think for such a specialized event, sometimes I'm like, should we just accept that we're going to have to pay more? Right? And say, let's do a premium event. Or do we say, how do we make it the most accessible, cheapest experience for as many people as possible, right? If you're gonna go super premium, then I think making sure you have the original hardware is kind of essential, right? Oh. Oh, I screwed up. I had all the pressure and I screwed up my combo. Oh well, we're good, we're fine. Yeah, when you want something to thrive long-term, part of the infancy is saving money. And people, and part of the culture usually understands. Absolutely. And so, yeah, thinking like, yeah, how do you prepare for an event long-term? Yeah, starting small and building, obviously, right? I'm more talking like, what would a theoretical gathering of niche and indie games be like, right? Like, it's not gonna be Evo, but fighting games, right? But niche fighting games. Like, it's gonna be different than that. There are different values at play. Yo, what's up, Wheezy? You can play a fast set? Alright. We can do that. Let me get through this. See if I can get through this. Just getting reversaled, man. Damn it. Throw at least. DP? Oh! Oh no! Oh, okay. We're fine. We're fine. We got it. Alright, Wheezy, let me throw up a lobby here. No password. Cool. created? Yeah, so I mean, and so like to XDTLA, to your point there, right? Like part of making an event to thrive long term. How do we create an event that is able to do that? Where does that start? I think a big part of that, honestly, is starting at a point like obviously doing the local build out thing, right? I think it would be really interesting if 3 or 4 relatively close but distinct geographical scenes could build that up. We already have actually a really good opportunity. Like, there's a lot of New York State area folks who are into a lot of different niche and indie games. And then there's Montreal and Toronto. So we have 3 relatively close ones right there. And I think if you could get consistent, like, events catering to these things, whether it be part of larger tournaments or, like, as side things at weeklies, and then kind of, like, and then build out, right? And then ideally be able to bridge those 2 or 3 scenes. Oops. Right? Be able to bridge those 2 or 3 scenes for the larger events. But having this, like, core base of enough players in these little pockets, right? Like I said, Montreal, Toronto, New York, right? If there are 10 people reliably in each of those places who are willing to travel a little distance for like a niche/indie event, then you could build a decent size regional, right? Oh, nice. Not paying attention for the side swap. Yo, I know there's at least one Sora's in the bracket as well, who regularly makes top 3, so this is gonna be good for me. Bzz. Yeah, a little sad that Get On My Level doesn't support side events, right? I know, it's really sad. And it wouldn't, right? Like, if you just go there and set something up, I'm sure there are people who would play. But, like, for me, like, I wouldn't make a point. Like, I'm not. Like, I've looked at Gommel, and I'm like, I don't want to do it because there's not enough that's there for me, that I know there's no space for that kind of stuff. They're not prioritizing it, which is fair. They don't have to. But it means that I'm going to look to go to other events. Oh, shit. Someone hit me with the shock collar, please.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
Oh, thanks, Super. Yeah, I never changed the game title when I came back. You think XCTLA is saying they think you don't have access to the community like that, but holding events that are beginner friendly would be nice. Stuff that helps people understand the fundamentals. Yeah, Janet's Garden of Chaos or Chow's rule set. Again, Mike, bad jump. Sorry, I'm trying to read the chat and play at the same time. Stuff that helps people understand the fundamentals, like the Garden of Chaos rule set. Play a match using only a button, play a match where your opponent chooses your character, or in a match where you can only do this, that, or the other. Yeah, absolutely. And I think this is one of the reasons why I run the Mugen Mystery Tournament on occasion, is in part because the mystery format is something that is kind of still anti-aired me. Shit. And I got thrown instead of using my... Okay, fine. I'm getting read like a book. But yeah, part of the reason I ran mystery tournaments is because it is so friendly to newcomers, where everyone's on a bit of an even playing field. There are players who are really fucking good at mystery, at a lot of games, and know a lot of the standard mystery game tournaments. But I think most people, they don't know what they're in for. And considering that, yeah, there's less of a concern about I'm gonna get bodied by the top 3 player. It's like, dude, no one knows what they're up against. So, and how much practice do you really have? Even for me, even if I play a lot of these games, the level of practice I have is pretty minimal, especially in a competitive setting. And so I always wonder about that. Yeah, what other formats are available to players, or to us as tournament organizers, that ease people into it? The Garden of Chaos stuff works extremely well for people who are already committed to a single community. It's a little tougher to do that. Like, I'm probably less likely to join a Street Fighter with specific rules because I'm not super familiar with it, right? So I think that works for, like, people in the community who are at lower levels. Helps them engage outside of standard tournament formats. Here, let me update my stream tag at least.
Believe in victory. Battle 1.
But no, but legitimately, outside of mystery games, I actually struggle to think of like what kind of tournament format would be able to ease in a new player and like alleviate some of the stress, right? Because I think that's it. It's there's something about mystery that is like kind of low stakes because of its nature, and I'm not sure what other ways to generate the kind of low stake nature. I guess, auction tournaments are kind of one, right? Like, events where you have, like, whatever, X amount of, or like a point structure ratio tournament, right? Where characters are listed in tiers, and you only have X number of points to buy characters. So yeah, point buy system, I guess, is the best way to put it. And that creates, like, it means that, sure, we're all playing Marvel 3, but you can't get your team composition because, like, I'm not allowed. Basically, I'm not gonna. No one can get enough points to get whatever Mori Doom Virgil, right? Oh, really? Budokai Tenkaichi 3 had that? That's really awesome, actually. I've heard good things, man. I had a few people, when I was looking for Dragon Ball fighting games, a few people recommended BT3. Ah, goddamn. I shouldn't have gone. I should have just gone right for the frickin' the heavy attack instead of going for light first. I'm gonna get thrown. I'm gonna counter. I'll get the kill at least. But yeah, a point buy system I think is something that could do, or alternatively an auction tournament where it's like literally your buy-in for the tournament is people, you auction off characters. So, right, once again, using Marvel 3 as an example, be like, how much does somebody want to pay for Morgan on their team? And you got the Morgan players bidding in like whatever, $1 or $5 increments. Yeah, you can go for one character, but it was SSJ4 or a fusion, and maybe you get a Cyberman, or you could go for a bunch of weak characters who are really fast. That's really fun, man. Like, yeah, definitely. I think. Oh yeah, man. There were some amazing events. Keats, now of Rumbleverse and Killer Instinct fame, they worked on a tournament series ages and ages ago called Ultimate Fighting Game Tournament, UFGT. And a bunch of the UFGTs had some really interesting mystery game events. They had really interesting side tournaments, including auction tournaments. And some of I remember one of their Marvel 3 auction tournaments was phenomenal. Like, damn. Yeah, man, they were excellent, excellent tournaments. And I remember watching people bid on Marvel 3 characters. And it's like, shit, man, you have a, whatever, $280 team. Like, are you going to lose this tournament? Are you going to lose this tournament with a $280 team to a $7 team of Beautiful Joe, Arthur, and Xienko? Like, and it's like, yeah, man, I'm entering this tournament for as cheap as possible. I'll do whatever I can with the team that I get. Such an interesting way to play the game. Like, I genuinely love that. And I think that's a way. It is simultaneously very low stakes and very high stakes, where you can engage with it in a high stakes way, or you can engage in it in a very low stakes way and say, hey man, I'm just gonna have fun with weird team comps and see what happens. So alright, so it's already, right? Mystery tournaments, point buy, and auction are probably 3 formats that I think would do well to help entice players into different games. Oh, that would be really interesting. Have it go to, yeah, funds for the original hardware of the niche games. That could be very, very interesting. Yeah, I mean, that is another, talking about what would we want out of these events, right? I mean, I think a lot of the niche and indie scene value supporting, like, support your indies, right? Like, making things right, making things sustainable. So, yeah, is there a way we can do that some of those funds can go to supporting the event, right? And, like, look, you think about doing an auction for Especially some of the niche games where you're like, you know, some of the characters are really wild, right? Some shit is really OP. It's like, man, give me a $50 Chibi Moon versus a whatever $7 Jupiter, right? In Sailor Moon S. Oh no. I can't believe I caught that back. Oh my god, I didn't think I was gonna catch that.
Battle 2. Engage.
Hey, Grav. Yo, thank you. Yeah, man, I got some matches in against someone on Fightcade there. They show me the business with like 4 characters, 5 characters. Now I got CeC showing me the business in Granblue. Thank you, thank you. I'm gonna need some luck in the bracket, man. There's, I believe, Missing Person, as well as Neo Russell have entered the Sailor Moon bracket. Actually, I should check the bracket and see what that's like. Ha, yo, XDTLA. That is legitimately a much longer conversation that I am really interested in having. Right, what parameters would y'all use to indicate a niche fighting game? Is Street Fighter Cross Tekken niche because it died fast, even though it was a major release? Or Marvel Infinite, because Marvel players played it, still played it, though Infinite isn't, right? Like, yeah, how do you determine one versus the other? It is, that kind of taxonomy I think is really interesting and really worth, like, exploring. I think, now, this is coming from me as, I think, like, a player of a certain era, where I think of main games, and, like, thinking back to, like, the 2009 Street Fighter 4 era, right? You'd have 5 main games, basically, right? An NRS game, usually a 3D game, or 2. Tekken Soul Calibur DOA, right? A Street Fighter game, and then usually a Marvel game, and then all the rest were basically considered niche, right? But that's a little different these days with the life of the way side games at tournaments work, and the significant increase in the amount of them. Yeah, right? Street Fighter, okay. So, like, is Street Fighter 1 unknown? No. Is it a niche game in terms of the FGC? Yes, because realistically, how often do you see people playing that game, right? So, it being a known quantity doesn't make you, I guess, mainstream, for lack of a better term. Yo, GG's, Wheezy. Thank you for the matches, friends. Yeah, man. Yo, thanks for playing. I really appreciate it, bud. You take it easy. Right? So yeah, but being a game that is a known quantity doesn't make you mainstream or not niche. Tatsunoko vs. Capcom was an Evo game, right? An Evo main stage game. I'd still say it's niche, right? Like, when you look at... It's, yo, you vibe it out. For me, I vibe it out. Where I'm just like... If I look at a random cross-section of major, notable fighting game events, what do I see? Those are the main stage games. And realistically, almost everything else outside of that becomes niche. Unless you have a particularly fervent community. So, right, I wouldn't call Third Strike a niche fighter. Because there has been, it was a main game for the longest time, and it has managed to keep its community, at least in some significant form, going over the years, right? Whereas, like, at this point, I would say DOA is a niche fighter, and Soul Calibur is probably at risk of becoming one. Definitely the older titles, right? And I think that's the other thing, like, looking at old titles, right? So, like, VF, VF3TB and Tekken 3, right? I would say those are niche fighters at this point, just because looking at the world of Tekken, you don't, while they're still a part of the scene, they've fallen by the wayside, and that is not what you associate Tekken with. But you basically gotta vibe check it, man. Yeah, when you first came into the FGC, Third Strike was one of the games you saw lauded all the time. Absolutely. It holds a very special place in the canon of fighting games. And that is something that, once again, it's easy to mistake something being canonical as being mainstream, but I would still call it niche, right? Because once again, I would say that Street Fighter 1 is a canonical game. It's a member of the fighting game canon, right? But it's also a niche fighting game. So yeah, there's got to be a term for something between niche and mainstream. Thank you, Grav. You can see me struggling with this, right? Where I'm like, what is the actual term that I'm looking for here? Because mainstream doesn't cut it. I'm very pleased with niche as a catch-all term for the not mainstream, but like mainstream isn't a satisfactory term, right? Popular, yeah, that's one way to think of it for sure. It's better. It's definitely popular is definitely better than mainstream, but it still has some of the same issues. Yeah, man, that's tough. I gotta think of something better for that.
Here begins Fate's...
I can go niche and popular. I think that's probably the best place to go for now. We have to invent a new word for it.
Believe in victory.
Alright, we should make it a loan word from another language. There's a lot of Japanese loan words in the fighting game community. What are some other languages that don't get enough representation? Do we need like a Filipino loan word for this? Sanskrit. Yo, XDTLA going right for the golden ones, man. I love it. I need to just keep this simpler and just go for my Superman. Get my safe jump set up. Yeah, German would be good. Yo, we need to get Andrea in on this. I'm sure Andrea can hit us with the Italian and the German. I gotta think of some good French words. What's a good French word for popular? Oh, bzz, shock collar. Nice. Oh, flubbed it. Flubbed the combo. And I would have deserved getting hit again. Yeah, do you prefer... I usually just go with whatever screen name's available, because I know that folks use a bunch of different names on different platforms. I'm happy to go Y20 if you'd prefer. Cool. Yeah, something for game that is known and explored but not active. Bzzzt. Oh, I tried to get away, but actually that's good. The air trap catches you. Alright, that's good to know. Dang it. Right into the trap. There we go. Right into the trap again. I was hoping to get the hit. Alright, I swung. I swung and I missed. That's fine.
Battle 2. Engage.
Yeah, Skullgirls... I think Skullgirls made the main stage. Okay, okay, I'm still getting counter hit out of that. Alright, so that's actually not a frame trap. I thought it was. I was incorrect. I used all my fucking bravery points, though. I'm gonna eat this. That's so bad. Yo, you gotta finish your plate, man. If I'm gonna take a big bite like that, I gotta finish my plate. And yeah, I am like, yo, am I fucking like misremembering? And Skullgirls was Skullgirls beat out by Smash Melee? Was that what happened? Man, alright, I'm gonna have to hit the French-English dictionary, man. I cannot, like, recall any French vocabulary right now. We're gonna find some good names for something, a game that is played, explored, but no longer active. Oh, I was too far away. Okay. No wall dive like that. Here we go. Good times, good times. I got hit. I should have just blocked, man. I had so much pressure going for so long. I should have just blocked. And I'm such an idiot. I held it. I held the counter. I should have just let it rip. It would have killed. Oh, dumb Mike. That's fine. Keep it together. Oh shit, that's what I should fucking use more, man. Okay, that actually does... That might delay it to out anti-air, to out poke someone's anti-air. Alright. Nice, and I can land into the traps after the dive kick. Okay. Also, does anyone else get a bit of a, like, Kirby music vibe out of this stage? It's delightful. It's such like a jaunty, almost gourmet race style track. Yo, fucking gourmet race from Kirby, from the Kirby OST, that is like the sticker brush symphony of that soundtrack, man. It's like the one song people are going to be able to call out. Alright, so, bravery points. Every round you are given 3 bravery points, and you can spend them on a variety of things, including alpha counters, including a guard break attack, including combo extensions, and they interact with your health, and they interact with your super bar. So landing supers will give you bravery point meters back, and the fewer bravery points you have, the more damage you take. So if you're at, I believe it's 1 or no bravery points, you take an increased amount of damage. And you'll see the character portraits flash red. But like I said, landing your supers can give you them back, right? So you'll see here, right? So I spent one there on the guard break. I spent one there on the alpha counter. And then using my super will take away one of her bravery points, and it should give me one back. So they're like, it's interesting. It's another combo resource. It's a defensive resource and offensive resource that is tied to both your... And there you go. That's the combo extension. Right? And so if you the guard break and the combo extension is the same input. If you do the input, it's B and C together. If you do that input in the middle of a combo, they cannot counter it. If you do it raw and it hits, they can spend their bravery points to counter it. It's interesting how it's tied into the super meter as well, since using and landing your supers can give you points back and take points away from your opponent. Using the combo extension will actually cost you super meter as well. So you can't just do like combo extension and then into super and get it back right away. You can probably optimize a combo to do that, but it's pretty difficult. I think it's a genuinely really interesting system. And it's a system that encourages you to use your resources in different ways. And it comes back at the start of every round, so it encourages you to use it round to round. I fucking love it, man. Honestly, probably 2 of my favorite fighting game systems in the last 2 years have to be this and Murphite's meter pop cancel system. which I think has a similarly really interesting connection between different aspects of the game system. There we go. Finish it off. Okay, I see you, Y20. I'm part of your message is cut off, but mainstream niche and the unknown is an interesting setup. Oh fuck. Shock collar. God damn, that was bad. Yeah, yeah, you're ending my life. That was perfect. That was really bad. Okay.
Battle 3. Engage.
Stop jumping like that, Mike. There we go. Just go into super. Damn, she charged forward. I wasn't ready for it. She's gonna take me all the way to the corner. Spend those bravery points. Oh! Oh, I got lucky. She whiffed the throw. Alright, there are games that are major releases, huge, and very active. Those are the mainstream. Niche games are usually made from extremely indie developers, you never heard of them originally. And then there are games that may or may not be released by major studios, but they have had some visibility, just not for a long time. Yeah, pushing buttons beats a lot of what CeC does. Oh, too far away for the 5L. Oh, that makes me sad. That makes me a sad kitty cat. There we go. Big combo. Don't drop it. That's death. I think. Yeah, that's death. Someone suggested fad. I mean, fad has a negative connotation, which I think doesn't necessarily apply. Shit. Mainstream games, niche games, and fad games. Doesn't really roll off the tongue, and yeah, I think there's like... Look, Robo-O is not Pet Rocks, right? I think is part of my issue with the term fad. Though it's not that it doesn't apply. Yeah, I deserve that anti-air. That's fine. That's fine. Niche. Games that surprise people at mystery tournaments. Grav, that is... Okay. That might be the most practical definition. legitimately, games that surprise people at mystery tournaments may actually be the most practical definition of niche fighting game. Because you're absolutely right. The large majority of them, that if you have seen a clip of a game from a niche fighting game tournament, or from a mystery tournament, it is probably a niche fighting game, right? I mean, Arcus Chroma got some play a couple years ago at Combo Breaker. So did some of Andrea's games. Kianta pops up in these things. Like, any of the multitude of, like, Wild West era fighting games that appear at mystery tournaments. Just, there's a whole heck of them, right? And yeah, any of those clips that surprise people and start going a little bit viral in the FGC, that's likely a niche fighter. The thing about all these definitions is that they're going to be imperfect, right? I find it really interesting that y'all are discussing this. I think you're inside my head sometimes, because I am in the process of writing a script that is about this kind of thing, this kind of naming, the nomenclature and stuff like that. Yeah, okay, yeah, you would say that niche usually elicits no reaction from people. I think it's partly that they don't know about them, right? Because I find myself going to events and seeing people say to me, this is, like, what is this? Why have I never seen this before? And it's like, you're not running in these circles, that's why you don't see it. But they always get really intrigued by it. See, no, but I mean, surprise wouldn't necessarily indicate that that one has heard of it, right? Like, surprised that it's present is definitely one way to be surprised, but surprised by its existence is another way, right? And I think that's it, is the mystery tournaments are often used as vehicles for people to see new things and interesting things they haven't seen before, which means that they're really primed to enjoy some of the wilder aspects. So it's normally the wild things that pop off, right?
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage. Excellent.
Damn. Damn. Got hit with the empty jump.
Battle 2. Engage. Great. Excellent.
Damn it. I was late. I wanted that. Damn it.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
Okay. I'm trying to find some gaps to use my counter. Get thrown. It's information gathering.
Battle 2. Engage.
Alright, man. I think I might be arriving at the end of my ability to internalize more knowledge from this set, though. God damn. Get off. Willing to push buttons. Nice. There we go. There we go. Finish it off. Yatta! Good job. Ooh, coaching booths? Or like... I mean, yes, some kind of like tutoring session. I mean, not even necessarily to play fighting games in general, right? But I think that would be really interesting, where it's like, there are a lot of odd fighting game conventions that came out of the Wild West that you don't see anymore. That would be really interesting to see someone be like, dude, Sailor Moon. Let me tell you all about Sailor Moon. That could be actually better formed, I think, as a... Not a panel, but a work group. Like, once again, if we're going to think niche, if we're going to think small, then it's not a panel to a room of 50 or 100 or whatever, right? But, yeah, you get 5 or 10 people in a small breakout room. And you can have someone, right? It's like the finer points of SMS, the finer points of Dankuga, right? Or even doing a group of those games, having, right? You get Polar Bear there, you get Missing Person there, you get whatever, friggin' me and Punk there for Eternal Champions, right? And we break down how some of these games work, and how, like, so yeah, if you're familiar with Gattlings, there's something like that in Eternal Champions, but a lot of the other stuff is weird, so this is how that works. I think that would be, yeah, a little seminar on the history of the more known games in the niche fighting game scene. I think that would be really interesting. That is 100% stuff that I am interested in. I had a really good time at EGLX one year doing a panel on... And it was a panel on fighting games. And the room, like I said, the room was for like 50 people, but there were like 8 people who showed up. But it meant that those people could ask questions, right? And so we could get into the finer points of how do you build a strategy for finding glitches in speedrunning? What are the good intro steps and toolkits that you'll need to do a task, right? Being able to discuss the finer points of that in a small group, it made for really interesting discussion. I had an amazing time with it. So yeah, something like that, a little seminar on the history, on the mechanics. It's a lot of what I tried to do here in the Digital Basement on these streams. I would say to some degree of success. Yeah, right? We'll get Super HC there to tell everyone about Martial Champion, right? Because yeah, there's a lot of great knowledge, and man, this has been like 3 years I've been talking about this idea of so much of the niche and indie fighting game scene, and so much of the fighting game scene being little islands, right? And we have started building bridges to and from all of these islands, right? Maybe a better metaphor is the global warming that was the global pandemic thawed some polar ice caps or whatever, but dried out some areas and turned islands into peninsulas. Let's go with that. Like, I don't know, man. But we're all these little... We need to bridge those gaps. We need to... Just knowing about it, man. Even to this day, the fact that I'm still being introduced to these communities, I know about these games, and I'm like, where do the Waku Waku 7 people hang out? I'm not sure, man. Like, where are the Astral Superstar fans hanging out? Or the Variable Geo fans? I don't know. You'd think I would know that, right? So, anything to bridge those gaps, and then, once again, that is the thing that is going to make an event for these kinds of games, for this community, more sustainable, right? I find it myself going to events, I need to be there for multiple games. Like, I'm going for Granblue and Sailor Moon, and I'm gonna do some stuff on the side. I need 2 or 3 things, but, like, we need enough of those as common ground that I can jump between them. I think there are a few stellar niche fighting games that have broken out a little bit more into the wider consciousness. So I think something like, honestly, a Kianta would do really well to bring in players from different communities and be something that people know well enough that they're like, I can pick up this and 2 or 3 other games and make the most out of, you know, a 2-day event with 8 or 10 titles on the roster. Yeah, Martial Champion, man. It's a really interesting game. It's super simple. Like, on paper, it's not that much, but when you actually sit down and explain how it all starts working, you're like, but why? And then it also works. It's fun. It's like, it's a combo-less game. But it hits all the right marks. It does so much of what some of the 3D fighters do well in terms of single hit things. What the dive kicks of the world do well with single hit fighting games, or Bushido Blade, right? It's got a bit of those vibes to it in some way. Anyways, it's all interesting. It's all fascinating. Anyways, thank you for chatting with me, friends. I appreciate you bantering back and forth with me about this idea about, you know, where can we go with our fighting game events, what kind of events do we want to see, and what do we want to do at them, right? I'm actually going to pitch this to some other people to say, if we were to make an event like this, like, would this be a draw? Would it be enough for you to, if you know there are going to be 32 to 64 players in Toronto, in Montreal, in Rochester, wherever, would you be willing to travel for it? What are some of the other things that would guarantee that you're interested, right? I think we'd be able to do really well. We're really tight with the developers in our scene, so maybe getting early access to stuff. I think this would be a prime place to get, like, yo, you want to hit all the niche fighting game influencers? Find a fucking tournament where, like, the Digital Basement crew and the Community Hub want to go. If you find those people there, then you're absolutely going to find yourself enough of an audience that is going to be really interested in your game, right? And we know a lot of these indie devs, so I think we'd be able to do a niche and indie fighting game event that can have some early access stuff, that could have some seminars and panels and, like, discussion groups that can, yeah, like I said, bridge our community gaps. Yo, Mib, what's going on? I'm just doing a little wrap up here. We've been chatting about fighting game tournaments and niche fighting game events, and what they're like and what we want to see out of them. What would make a niche fighting game tournament worth going to you for you, right? Multiple games, some kind of community building aspect, some kind of low pressure, low stakes thing. We were talking a bit about, like, auction tournaments and point buy tournaments. Oh, Mugen as an engine is pretty popular. The Mugen games themselves are fucking niche, man. I can think of scant few Mugen fighting games that wouldn't be considered niche. The Blackheart and maybe TMNT Cross Justice League, but even those two are still niche as heck. Yeah, Mib, and running some tournaments. This is what I was saying, where one of the ways that we're going to be able to build a niche and indie regional is going to be by making sure there are enough local, relatively close locals who all have their own individual scenes. I had suggested Montreal, Toronto, New York, Philadelphia, right? I think those 4 areas could build semi-regular niche fighting game events in their own spaces. And like I said, if you can get 10 to 15 people who are interested in engaging in with these games and maybe willing to travel a little ways for one of these events, I think we can make something sustainable. Like I said, I think if you could get 8 games, 6 games. If you could get 6 games with 32 to 64 players in each of those brackets, I would say that would be a stellar success for this kind of event, right? You can get about 5 peeps who travel for niche stuff, maybe more, but less than 10. I think that's probably where we're at here too in Toronto, right? I think 10 is going to be our standard, right? But that gives us, if we can get, like I said, if we can get 10 from 4 regions, that gives us 40, likely 32 players for a handful of the games, maybe not all of them. But then you have other people who are willing to travel maybe a little bit further, right? And also people who will be local. So finding the correct or the optimal central location that means travel is easiest for enough people and it probably has the largest local concentration of niche fighting game players. That's going to be the key to making something like that successful. But before you even get to that regional event, you really do have to build up enough regional pockets. Right? Now that you're counting people, might be 4, right? Like, this is it. If we're in the city, I'm sure I could get 10 people. If we're traveling, we're closer to 5. So this is it, right? If we're only getting 15 from 3 and 15 from one of the regions, we're only at, right, 30 players. Like, how much do you need to make this kind of thing sustainable? This is also why the question of what do you want to see at these events is so important, because what you can provide is going to be dependent on what you're willing to pay for it, right? Anyways, I'm going to wrap it up. Before I do, I just want to say thank you, everyone, for joining me here in the Digital Basement. I'm going to take this conversation over to the Digital Basement Discord, which, if any of y'all are not in there yet, you definitely need to go check it out. We're hanging out there with a bunch of really amazing people, talking about art, talking about design and games and music and cool and interesting things, and y'all should come by and do that. You also make sure, I'm always reminding, end of the stream reminder, spend those Bezos bucks. If one of you've got one of those Twitch Prime subs sitting around, I forgot to spend mine last month and I felt so silly about it. I was like, that bald asshole's gonna go build another rocket with our Twitch money. And we can't let that happen, man. So go find yourself a cool indie streamer and make sure you're dropping those Twitch Prime subs. Or those bits if you got them. I always appreciate it. If you got the change in there, it helps us keep growing here in the Digital Basement. Anyways, friends, I'm going to be off tomorrow because we are doing CEC, the Canada East Championships hosted by Toronto Top Tiers. I will be posting about it. Follow me on the Twitter. I'm going to be doing some video shooting there too, so I'll have a video update about all that stuff over on the YouTube channel. And wish me luck in the bracket, man. Maybe I'll see some of you there. That would be amazing. And stay safe, everyone. I'll catch you next time. Cheers.